Lloyd Williams's music reads like a musical encyclopedia. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Welcome to One-on-One Conversation Series. Lloyd Williams, how are you? Good to see you.
So am I to have you here again.
Of course.
I guess this is the second time that we met at our studio here. And you know, you're always welcome.
Oh, thank you, thank you. As a matter of fact, while we were talking offset, I was saying to you that you look just as young as when I saw you last time.
Yes, God is good.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Yes.
Wonderful. I'd like you to share about your boyhood experiences. Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica, a little district from Westmoreland known as Cape Coral. I grew up there as a little boy, left for Kingston, went to Stratford High School with a scholarship. After graduated, I went to Homewood College in Manchester. And from Manchester, I went to England.
And that's where it all
On
began.
the request of my father. Yes.
Oh, and that's where life began.
Yes.
Somewhat. So you went to England at what age?
I went there at the age of 16. Yeah,
At 16.
16.
Okay, and what was it like then?
Well, actually, I knew England before I went there because my father was the type of father that never hid anything from us. He always says, look, son, he was a traveler then, because he was in the RAF.
Oh, the Royal Air Force.
Right. So he'd been back and forward in England and Jamaica, and whatever experience he had, he always passed it down to us. And when I went to join him in England, he informed me, look, when you come here, it's not a bed of roses. He told me what to expect. So when I got there, it was nothing surprising to me.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
So I adjusted immediately.
And tell me a little bit about how your music career began, because you have quite the acclaim in terms of the musical expertise, the people you have met in the music industry while you were in England. Share that with our audience.
Okay, well, put it this way. I started off at an early age in Jamaica. I work with the Jiving Juniors, Derek Harriet, Louis Donaldson, and Eugene. And one of our first hit was Over the River.
Oh.
Then after I left, I went to England and I joined Millie Small, Owen Gray, Jackie Edwards. We were underneath the same umbrella. And that's where everything started off, really.
But you know something, a lot of us, I also note from your very impressive bio that you also knew Benny King.
Oh, yes. I used to perform weekly at the Flamingo, the Uppercut, the Q Club, the Roaring Twenties, the Cementico, the Playboy Club in England. That is the West End. That is like Las Vegas here in the United States. And when you can be at these places, it's like a university for music.
Yes.
And it was during my time of being there that I had the opportunity of meeting Benny King, Otis Redding. I met Isaac Hayes, Dusty Springfield, and I could keep on going on, you know? But I was just an amateur then. So I got to be working more than they would, because I would be like the opening act and would be the closing act at certain time, you know? Georgia Fame and the Blue Flame, all these people I work with.
Worked with. impressive, because as I was reading the bio, I said to myself, but Lloyd has lived. You have met some phenomenal people. And, you know, we know that the music industry is such that in order for you to get to the next level, it's either you're destined to get there because of the hard work you put in, as you said.
Yes.
Or if not, then somebody's going to have to be your support.
Exactly.
To take you along on the ride with them.
Exactly. The ride that I had to be here in the United States was, I used to be the opening act for Jimi Hendrix. And while we were in Munich, in West Germany, after a show, going down to Sardinia in Italy, the bus that we were traveling in rolled over, and my band members, they got killed.
Yes, I read
I was
that.
the only one that escaped. And I decided not to continue singing. I was very scared. Went back to England, and it was during that time that Benny King, who my band used to be his backup band when he comes to England, heard about what took place. And he invited me to the California Ballroom in Dunstable. And I was very hesitant going there, and he insisted, come Lloyd, come. And I went, and it was during that night that I went that he introduced me to Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
And told Stevie Wonder about what took place with me. And that was the way I met Stevie. And Stevie was the one who planned and orchestrated everything for me to come to the United States.
Yes.
And the first place that I appeared in the United States was the Apollo Theater with Stevie Wonder, The Moments, Dizzy Gillespie, and that was where my career took off from in the United States.
Okay, but let's go back a little bit, because this tragedy took place back in 1968.
Right.
And I know that had a tremendous impact on you.
Very much.
Because also in 1970, you went down for a little bit.
Very much.
You want to share a little bit about that?
Yes. I was scared. And the question that I always asked myself was why? It was 8 of us, and it was just me alone left. What have I done? What have I said that kept me back here? You know? We exchanged seat in that bus, and the one that I exchanged seat with was the one who died in my lap. Mick Deegan, God rest his soul. He was the first one. And I couldn't face the world. I was scared, very scared. And Stevie said to me, just pretend, Lloyd. The first time you went on a bike and you fall off that bike,
Right.
you just don't quit riding that bike. He said, get up and go back onto that bike. And that's what strengthened me to be who I am.
Yes, yes. But you also took a sabbatical
Very
for
much.
a little bit, right?
Yes, yes. Like I said, I was very scared.
Yes.
I was very scared, and I was in a different world. I never want to face the world, never want to see no one, want to hear no music or anything. I just want to be left alone. Until Benny King came along
Yes.
and says,
It's time for you to
continue.
get up out of that.
Yes.
Yes. Now you're on this journey. How many decades would you say that your span of musical prowess? Dating back from the 1960s, would you say?
Yeah, I would have, yeah. I wouldn't count when I started.
Right.
It was only when I came to America. And I had time to rethink my life over. And seeing what could have been, and I'm still here.
Yes.
I says, well, there got to be someone higher than I am. Because during the time of show business, it was me, myself, and I. You know, the spotlight and the good living. I said, no, there got to be someone who was there guiding me. And God gave me that opportunity to take time out and listen
Yes.
to him and listen to myself, view myself. Whereas I says, well, I've seen the world. There isn't too much there is left for me to know. Let me try this other world.
Right.
And let me tell you this, it was the best decision that I had made in my life. And I'm having fun with it. God revealed to me certain things that I never anticipated. I've been always a believer, but I didn't took that time out to really absorb
Yes.
the fullness of God's love until when I decided to emerge into his world. And like I always tell people, once it was show business, now it's God's business.
That's right. So can we say you had an encounter?
Yes.
You had an encounter.
Yes.
And like you and I are having this exchange this evening, we too are having an encounter. So I'm sure if in this space where you and I are and we're having this beautiful conversation as an interview, so it is when you meet that very special person.
Yes.
And he creates a new path for you, a portal is opened.
Yes.
And you step right through.
Yes.
Right? Now you're here in this new experience. You have embarked on a gospel career through Christ.
Yes.
And the change and the transformation. And for many of us who have had that encounter with him, we can say we know where Lloyd is.
Exactly.
You know, we know what it is like
Yes.
to have met that man.
Yes. I met him, and I will never be the same as I used to be. I'm a changed person. I have grown to love more, grown to understand more,
Yes.
grown to believe more, grown to be Christ-like, and I've grown to want and be like he is.
Yes.
I'm an imitator then, as it is.
Okay.
I want to be just like him,
Yes.
you know, and my only message or I would say my only reminder each day is to be who you are. Let your light shine before men that they may see your good work,
Yes.
that they may glorify the Father in heaven. You know, the
And
things
that's
I do
beautiful. Yes.
will shine in people's faces as well. It's a man of God, and I'm very much proud of it.
That's right. Now, let's talk about your albums.
Okay.
I know you have a few albums that are out. As a matter of fact, I know of 5 right now. There is Peace, back in 2006.
Peace, yes,
Yes. Love in 2008.
Yes.
I Am Blessed in 2010. Arise in 2012. God is Good in 2015.
Yes.
And I Have a Friend
Yes, which
in
is
this year.
coming out tomorrow.
So, can you imagine?
And I'm looking
We're having
forward.
this conversation this
Yes,
evening, and it's
yes,
coming
yes.
out tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, tell me about each experience when you know, you have to go into the studio, you have to prepare yourself before going into the studio. What is that moment like for you in terms of the songs that comes to you, the lyrics, the composition, you know, the inspiration that comes with these songs?
Most of my songs that I wrote is through experience and through reading the Bible, because I've seen myself living my experience. Because if you want to know the answer to a question, you go back into the Bible.
That's right.
And it's all revolved back to me. And it gives me that great inspiration to read the Bible, believe the Bible, because it's one book that can never lies. And I'm very much involved in the Bible, very much. Because if I don't read that Bible each day, my day is not completed.
Right, and that's where all the wisdom comes
Exactly, exactly.
from. Yes, beautiful. So what is your expectation for I Have a Friend?
I have a friend. The only friend that I have that I can trust and believe in is Jesus. That is the beginning of my song. I have a friend. He's there for me in the good times, in the bad times.
Yes.
He'll never leave me nor forsake me. I mean, what a friend you could ever have.
Right.
There's no one that can guarantee you that love. And I prayed about before I write a song.
Yes.
I just don't get up and tell myself I'm going to write a song. No. I prayed about it. I said, God, give me the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let me, my way of testimony is by the goodness of you.
Yes.
Let me share it with the world. Because this album here, I don't know if it's going to be my last album, but I put everything in it, whereas I know the Lord will be pleased with me singing these songs.
Okay, beautiful. And do you have any Christmas selections on this one?
No, not this time.
Not this time.
No.
That's fine. But I'm sure once it's launched tomorrow and it hits the stores, the streets,
Yes.
and whoever purchases a copy
It
will
will
be
be a
blessed
blessing.
by it.
It will be blessed. They will be blessed, yes.
I believe so.
Yes, I'm looking forward. Because like I said, it's not me.
Yes.
I'm only sharing what given to me. I'm only a messenger. I just delivering the message that was given from God to me to deliver
Yes.
to whosoever wants to listen.
And you're walking in obedience.
Very much. I'm trying my best.
Right.
Or we all short.
Will fall short, right?
Of His glory, yes.
glory. Yes. I before we wrap up, you know, as I sit here and I'm listening to you and the wealth of experiences and the knowledge that you have, and now we're living in this country where we realize that so many changes have taken place in this country. Socially, we are broken. We are no longer, by the world standards, considered as the greatest country in the world because our morals have been broken, and so many things are happening to our young people. They no longer seem to have a vision. There are not enough mentors around to mentor them, broken homes. How can you speak to that?
First, I would say charity started from home. We, the parents, have to instill in these kids the value of life, good life. Because we, the kids are imitators.
Yes.
It's not what you say, is what you do that they imitate. And firstly, you have to grow these kids into believe that there's a creator. And there will be a day when we all have to give an account. Whether we're black, white, rich, poor, great or small, we all have to give an account. And there won't be nobody there to defend us on that day. You have to instill in them the value of life. Do unto others that you would have wanted them to do unto you.
Yes.
Next, like I said, let your light shine before men that they may see your good works, that they may glorify your Father in heaven. You know, a man's character is measured by what they do when there is no one around. You see, a lot of us, we want to camouflage
Yes.
certain things. We try to be so holy when there are people around. But it's the things that we do when there's no one around. That's what proven to be our character.
And the man above is seen.
Exactly, because we can't hide.
That's right.
We can't hide.
I tell you. Lloyd, family is everything. Share a little bit about your family with us.
I'm blessed that I found that wife of mine of 49 years, the 16th of January coming.
Oh, man, really?
Yes.
Ah, congratulations.
And I never knew that I would have found someone that I could love the way in which I love her.
How did you meet?
We met, I was at the Apollo Theater then too. And she was a teacher then, brought kids there to listen to us, because it was a charity show. And during the time of meeting, I've been there, the kids need my autograph, but they couldn't come inside the dressing room, so she was to be the one that comes in to get the autograph signed by me, and that's how we met.
Yes.
And from there, it blossomed into exchanging of numbers, whereas I was the one who was the pusher, because she wasn't even interested in me then.
Right. But that's your role.
And I finally got to her, and that's where it started. And from one thing led to another, whereas it becomes man and wife. And out of the marriage, we produce beautiful kids. God bless them all. They're all doing great.
Yes.
And the last one, Nicole Williams, which if you listen to the albums, most of the albums, she participates in background
Okay.
with me. She graduated from Berklee College of Music. She worked with Patti LaBelle, Shirley Caesar. She sang for the President of the United States, Clinton.
Oh, yes.
So I'm very blessed to know that I produce that kind of fruit
Yes.
that was sown out of a little seed, you know. And they're all doing great, and I'm very much proud of them.
How many children do you have?
I have 5 kids.
Oh, and I'd like to meet them. You want to tell me their names?
Oh, sure. We have Sandra. We have Caroline. We have Junior. We have Carla. And we have Nicole, which is the last one.
Oh, so she's the baby of the family.
Yes.
And I know how babies are tender. You know, the last one and the first one.
Yes.
They're usually very special, though parents tend not to want to admit
Well,
that.
we can't differentiate
We try not to.
with one you love the best,
Yes,
you know.
right.
They're all our kids,
Yes,
you know.
yes. And you spend some time helping to care for them, nurture them
All the time.
all the time.
That's my responsibility.
And what do they call you? Dada, daddy,
Daddy,
daddy.
our dad.
Okay. The dad usually comes with a special ring to it. I know. But I'm glad that you've shared a little bit about family life.
Yes.
And that's so important
Thank you very much.
because, you know, people like to know that in pursuit of your career, even at, you know, this time in your life, there is still that very significant bond that you have with wife and children.
Very much.
Okay.
Very much.
Nice. Well, I thank you so much for joining me here this evening because it has been, you've made quite an impression. We only met by a quick exchange when I met you first.
Yes.
But now I've sat down and I've listened to your heart. And once the heart is in the right place,
thank you
then
very
everything
much.
else will fall into place.
Thank you very much.
Well, God bless and keep you.
God bless and keep you to
And
my
I
sister.
wish you much success and blessing.
Peace and love.
Peace and love to you.
Okay.
This has been One-on-One series. I am Denise Lady D. Gomez. Until next time.